Hey everyone, Road Breach here, and today we're going to be taking a look at Team Sonic Racing. Team Sonic Racing is a racing game developed by Sumo Digital and published by Sega. The game was released on May 21st, 2019, for the Switch, Xbox One, PS4, PC, and mobile. Sonic has always been a franchise that I haven't really experienced a lot of. Don't get me wrong, I've watched Sonic X, I've seen the Sonic movie, I've drawn some fan art, I've played Racing Transformed, I'm watching Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, and I even beat Sonic Colors. After beating this game, of course. Other than that, how does TSR hold up nowadays? Well, let's buckle up and see what this game has to offer. Let's look at the case first. The case looks pretty cool. The logo kind of reminds me of Pixar's planes with these wings on the sides, and the text is very well composed. Sonic's face is right up front and center, looking very determined. Of course, Knuckles is looking stern like he usually does, and Tails looks like he's having a ball. Below, we can see 4 sweet-looking cars. And Shadow is here too. The only problem I have with the cover is the speed lines. I constantly think the paper insert is all crinkled up. It's because my copy of Spider-Man Web of Shadows has that problem. On the back, we get some of the selling points to entice you to play the game, but there's a few things I want to highlight. Right here, it says you need a basic reading level to fully enjoy the game. Makes sense, as not everything is narrated. It also has a warning about photosensitivity, and suggests to consult a doctor before playing video games. Which I do find kind of funny and a little ridiculous, because most modern games tend to avoid showing flashing lights. However, that's still understandable because it is light. But it's the warning underneath the photosensitivity warning that's really confusing. Warning: cancer and reproductive harm. Let me repeat that. Cancer and reproductive harm. Well, what the hell is it gonna do? Do I need to wear some groin protection? Alright, whatever, on to the game. Right off the bat, this game's graphics are very appealing. Even on the Switch, this game manages to do a good job reimagining some of the franchise's iconic locations, like Wisp Planet, Sandopolis Zone, Rooftop Run, Casino Park, Seaside Hill, Eggman's Fortress. These tracks are so full of life, with appropriate environmental hazards, with great music and beautiful scenery. These tracks are also pretty long, which I haven't really found an issue with the game. The tracks are just long. The Switch manages to handle all this pretty well, even when you're going really fast. Usually third-party games tend to have shaky frame rate when too many things happen on screen, with notable examples being Doom 2016 and Cars 3 Driven to Win. Seems like devs have a hard time learning the ins and outs when it comes to graphical optimization for the Switch ports of games with high graphical fidelity, at least from what I've played so far. But let's come back to the music. The soundtrack to this game is great. Many of the songs fit the various tracks very well, keeping up the high energy with their composition and tempo shifts with lap progression, but that's usually the case with racing games. In terms of power-ups, there's not much that's new here. You get Rocket Wisps, which are like the green shells in Mario Kart, Eagle Wisps, which are like the red shells in Mario Kart, Bomb Wisps, which are like the bombs in Mario Kart, White Wisps, which are your basic speed boost, Invincibility, which are like, okay, yeah, I think you get the idea. There's a lot that's similar to other cartoony racing games like this, but I'm not going to complain about it because it's pretty unavoidable that you'll get something similar to Mario Kart in terms of power-ups. But there are some things that this game has that others don't. For example, the laser. The laser is a beam that goes pretty far in front of you to take out racers that are ahead of you. I haven't seen something like this in any other racing game of this caliber, arcades and home consoles alike. It's pretty creative and very useful in situations where others are in front of you. The Quake Wisp creates rock columns that slow enemies down, which you can shoot to destroy. There's also the Flame Wisp that will create trails of fire behind you to make other characters spin out. Another thing that I haven't really seen in any other game. There's also the Pink Spike Wisp that will create 3 spiky balls that will surround your car and take out anybody you run into. Another thing that I haven't really seen in any other game, but you may go ahead and correct me if this has been in any other game that I haven't played yet. Something else this game has is the ability to trade wisps with your teammates. If you have a wisp that you don't need, and if you need a wisp, you're able to use the same button you used to trade wisps to get a much needed wisp. I think I may have said wisp too many times. You're also able to build up your Nitro Boost while drifting, and by doing air tricks. Another way you can get a boost is by drafting behind your teammate that's in the highest position. However, the biggest and best power-up in the game is the Team Ultimate. The Team Ultimate is activated when you get enough points to fill up your ultimate meter. And once activated, you travel at the speed of light, and take out anything in your path. Not to mention, every character has their own ultimate theme whenever it gets activated. And I really like Rouge's theme. When it comes to controls, everyone handles pretty well no matter who you pick. You feel like you're driving a car more than a go-kart. Speaking of which, you get 3 different car types to choose from: speed, technique, and power. The speed type is pretty self-explanatory. They're the fastest characters and prioritize speed over handling and defense, which of course includes Sonic and Shadow. Technique type characters favor handling and acceleration. As for power types, they favor boost and defense over anything else. Despite these differences, you're given ample opportunity to win no matter how low your speed stat is. I think if Dino Trucks had a game like this that used this system, Tai would be a power type and Tun Tun would be a speed type. But I think Lightning McQueen would easily beat both of them in a race. Now, let's talk about the story. Unfortunately, the cutscenes are extremely basic. Just still images of the track with text boxes and pre-rendered JPEGs of the characters. But that's not to say these pictures don't look good, and there is some great voice acting to boot.
Whoa! Dodonpaw can send physical objects through space and time? That's a whole nother level of scary tech!
It would appear that the gang's all here. I can't wait to throw a wrench into their plan.
You left the wrench here, boss, along with the rest of your tools!
I'm not disturbed. I'm intrigued. Let's do this.
I always try, and I always succeed. I'm not here for you, and I'm not working with the doctor. I'm here to put an end to his evil plans.
But I do feel like Rouge's voice is a little too high-pitched for my taste.
You boys. Okay, let me try it again. Dodonpaw's not to be trusted. Silver says he and Eggman are working together.
I prefer how she sounded in Sonic X.
This area's off limits, Slugger.
I want that Master Emerald!
Sorry, guy. Now that's no way to treat a lady.
But she still does have her flirtatious personality.
It's getting harder and harder not to tell that Tanuki to take a hike and fail on this race.
Easy there, big guy. You don't want to blow a gasket.
Oh. Regardless of the cutscenes, the story is about this tubby little Tanuki named Dodonpaw, inviting Sonic and his friends to test his new Team Ultimate engine. He even mentions that whoever wins the contest gets to keep their car. Sweet.
A little too sweet.
Actually, you're right, Tails. Seems kinda suspicious. Other than that, most of the races in this game are your standard Mario Kart-esque races, with the aforementioned wisps as your weapons. These creatures are actually a carryover from Sonic Colors, which is pretty cool because it sort of links these games together. You're also able to do some optional challenge races. Ring Race, which is my favorite, you have to get as many rings as you can before time runs out. But you're able to extend your time by drifting while you collect rings. And let me tell you, collecting rings feels so satisfying. Rings are food. In Traffic Attack, sorry about that. In Traffic Attack, you drive through as many of these gates as you can, while avoiding these bots. But you can get time bonuses by driving through these gates. This is a carryover from Racing Transformed, but I liked it a little more there because the traffic was actually cars in that game. In Daredevil, you drive through as many of these gates as you can before time runs out. And this mode can suck on my toes, because you have to do this while getting awfully close to the pole, while drifting to get the bonus, and you have to go through the red side of the gates to get the point multiplier, and there's no time bonuses. Sorry about that. You may have noticed these medals on the side of the screen. You get these by reaching a certain score. You can also get a star by reaching either silver or platinum. Why you don't get one for reaching gold is anyone's guess. Other than that nonsense, I like Ring Race the most, because it's the easiest challenge mode to get a platinum medal on. The reason why I hate Daredevil so much is because you have to get a really high score to get a platinum medal, and you only get about 20 to 40 points by passing through these gates. The point multiplier doesn't even help that much unless you go through the red gates, but it doesn't count if you hit the pole. But you get more points if you're really close to the pole. But if you're really close to the pole, you have a high chance of hitting it, because trying to be precise while going at a really high speed is a near impossibility for someone who isn't a machine! Do you see why I hate this mode? Look, I'm not gonna be one of those idiots that's like,
oh, this game is hard. That makes it bad because it's hard.
Because that's not the case. I'm looking at you, Polygon. I'm saying that this mode is so hard that it's not fun. Because this mode doesn't give you time bonuses, trying to salvage it is useless, and you should feel useless for trying to salvage it. But what's worse is that there's a mandatory Daredevil course in Chapter 6. What the fuck? Bottom line, I hate this mode almost as much as I hate Moron's Infinity War. I'd rather just pet a dog than play this mode. However, Eggplant Assault is another mode that I really like in this game. In this mode, you use the Rocket Wisp to destroy as many Eggpawns as possible before time runs out, but you can get extra time by destroying Eggpawns. But you can also run into them to destroy. However, some of the Eggpawns will make you spin out, like the explosive Eggpawns, which you have to destroy with the rockets, because they'll leave a bomb behind and make you spin out. And the Spike Eggpawns that have the Spike Wisp equipped, because they'll also make you spin out. And all of this contributes to losing time, and if you want to get a high score, you need to keep on the Eggpawns. Another mode I really don't like is Destruction. I don't hate it as much as Daredevil mode, but I just really don't like it as much as Traffic, Taffic, and Ring Race. In this mode, you have to destroy as many targets as possible before time runs out. It's satisfying to destroy these, but once again, there's no time bonuses. The last mode in this game is Showdown. This mode is reserved for the end of the game, where you have to beat Eggman and his Eggpawns in the last few races to rescue Dodonpaw. You see, Eggman kidnapped Dodonpaw to get his Team Ultimate Engine, and Dodonpaw is the CEO of Donpaw Motors. So Eggman wanted to use Dodonpaw as leverage to get his hands on the engine, but Sonic and his friends beat Eggman by destroying his Eggpawns and winning the race. By the way, Donpaw Motors is described as the biggest automotive company in the universe. Hot damn. I think it's a good time to talk about the scoring system. The score at the end of the race is determined by how well you did in the races, by sharing items with your teammates and what position you came in. This also gives you tokens to purchase mod pods. These are used to get color schemes, vinyl decals, horns, bonus box items, and car parts. The bonus box items give you perks in the races, like starting off with a certain power-up, faster team ultimate charging, and starting off with an automatic boost. As for horns, color schemes, and car parts, these allow you to customize your car in a variety of ways. The car parts alter your car's stats for things like speed, acceleration, and so forth. The paint schemes are another great part of the game, because not only are you able to change up the colors, but also the textures of said color. Everything from plastic to metal, except for wood. That would be pretty neat. But you can also get the vinyl decals by completing all the side challenges and races to get all these keys, and that's how you get the decals. But other than that, I think we have a little time to squeeze in the first ever episode of
Road Breach's Goofy Comments!
That is cultural appropriation, Tails.
You are a bigot.
Enjoy my rear bumper, slowpokes.
Gladly.
Take that, Wall.
Yeah, you stupid Wall. Take this. Merry Christmas.
Now, my fine feline, just wait until you unlock the cosmetic mods. Why can't I do it now?
Right. Meow! Overall, game is good. Team Sonic Racing is an awesome experience that shows that there are still some good Sonic games out there. It's visually appealing, it controls great, the music is awesome, and the voice acting is simply charming. While it is a step down from Racing Transformed, the game does so much good that it doesn't even matter. Even though the online multiplayer is pretty barren, you can still enjoy it with some friends, locally, and have a blast. That's all for now. Thanks for watching, and gotta zoom.